All right, now the Indian American community, which is one of the fastest growing immigrant populations in the United States, will be profoundly impacted by Donald Trump's attempt to change the immigration landscape. Children born in the US to Indian parents, regardless of visa status, will no longer automatically receive citizenship. The executive order could create significant legal grey areas, particularly for children born to Indian immigrants on temporary work visas or those awaiting green cards as well. It's a policy change he's long promised, but implementing it will not be easy. Now, the Indian American community, which numbers over 5 million in the US, according to the latest figures by the US Census Bureau, will particularly be affected by this change. Of these, about a third, which is roughly close to 2 million, are those who are born in the US, meaning they are legal American citizens. Another two-thirds are either naturalized citizens or those on permanent residency. But quite a few are also on temporary visas. Many Indian nationals are H-1B visa holders who may have children born in the US. So if Trump's order takes effect, future children of these immigrants would no longer automatically receive US citizenship. This could discourage Indian families from immigrating to or staying in the US, as it complicates their children's legal status and future opportunities. There are anywhere between 350 to 500,000 Indian techies who are currently in the US on an H-1B or other temporary work visas. Also important to highlight that as of now, more than 20 states have filed lawsuits against Trump's executive order, indicating a strong legal opposition that may challenge its implementation. A federal judge on Thursday, in fact, temporarily blocked President Donald Trump's executive order, ending the constitutional guarantee of birthright citizenship, regardless of the parent's immigration status. U.S. District Judge John C. Kavanaugh ruled in the case brought by the states of Washington, Arizona, Illinois, and even Oregon, which argue the 14th Amendment and Supreme Court case law that have cemented birthright citizenship. Legal experts suggest that any attempt to revoke birthright citizenship through an executive order is likely to face significant hurdles in court due to the constitutional protections afforded by the 14th Amendment. In the US, an amendment of the Constitution can only be revoked if it is passed by two-thirds majority in both chambers of Congress. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has been placing a lot of importance on its strategic ties, especially when it comes to the Quad nations. And that's why it brings me to my next story about the first Quad ministerial meeting that took place with Australia, India, and Japan, and jointly warned against changing the status quo in Indo-Pacific. This was the first meeting of top diplomats of the China-focused grouping since Trump returned to the White House. Rubio met with his counterparts, Australia's Penny Wong, India's Dr. S. Jaishankar, and Japan's Takeshi Iwaya in Washington, D.C. In a joint statement, the four nations restated that their shared commitment to strengthening a free and open Indo-Pacific where the rule of law, democratic values, sovereignty, and territorial integrity are upheld and continue to be defended. India has expressed its willingness to facilitate the legitimate return of undocumented Indians residing in the United States. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar confirmed that this also comes amidst ongoing discussions regarding immigration, a significant issue for the Trump administration. Marco Rubio, in the bilateral meet with Dr. Jaishankar, had discussed concerns about the irregular immigration as well. And with that, it's time to slip into a quick break, but we'll be back with the latest as far as Israel and Palestine is concerned. We'll bring you a report, but in just a bit.